Queries are an important part of DataViewer because they enable you to easily interrogate your data. Queries enable the user to specify values and operators for each parameter and generate a result that is based on those specified parameters. Queries you create are shown with a brown icon and are only visible to you and the system administrator. Most datasets will have a predefined Select by Parameters query already built and ready for use. This query contains many or all of the key fields in the dataset, and its purpose is to help you get started interrogating the data. If it does not have all the fields you need, use the Query Report form to create your own query. To run a query, click on the query name beside the icons, and the Run Query form will appear. Fill in one or more parameters and click the Run Query button. The results are displayed in the dataset pane. For example, using this Assets dataset, we can find all buildings with the rentable area greater than 600,000 square feet. Or we could find those buildings that have a square footage greater than 600,000 and are in Ottawa. Sometimes you will have a query that you want to run frequently. You can use the Add Query function to build a query that is specific to your needs. The Add Query or Report function is available to an editor and administrator for the desktop environment only. To create a query, right-click on the dataset name and select Add Query or Report from the menu. Here's an example of building a query using the Federal Asset Staging Database connection and the Federal Buildings dataset. Create a query to show what special purpose buildings have more than X square feet of space. With the dataset selected, right-click on the name and left-click to select Add Query or Report from the menu. Select Query by clicking on the radio button at the top of the form. Create two parameters. One parameter will use the Use field because it contains the values Office and Special Purpose. The second parameter will use the Area RSF field because it contains the values associated with the square footage of the building. Choose to output all the fields or select only those fields that are important. For this query, you only need the building ID and the two parameter fields, so the form should look like the following. Name the query to Building Use and Area. When you are done, the user query will appear in the menu under the dataset with a brown query icon. To run the query, click on it and the parameters form will appear. If you want all the buildings with more than 500,000 square footage of area, the form will look like this. The resulting dataset will have only the three fields of values displayed that were defined earlier. The Edit Query function is available to an editor and administrator for the desktop environment only. To edit a query, select an existing query that you wish to edit, right-click on the existing query and select the Edit Query option from the menu. The Delete Query function is available to an editor and administrator for the desktop environment only. To delete a query, select an existing query and then right-click on it and select the Delete Query option from the menu. The Run Query function is available to users, editors and administrators for the desktop and mobile environments. Only reports that are visible for that user and their role can be run. To run a query, select an existing query that you wish to run with the mouse left-click tap in the mobile environment on the name of the existing report and Run the Query form will appear. Select the values for the required parameters and click or tap for the mobile, the Run button to execute the query, and the results will appear in the datasets pane. Once you have the results, The links allow all the records to be mapped for the current dataset. If using a mouse, click on the ellipsis to the far right of the blue dataset banner. A slide-up menu will appear at the bottom of your screen. Select Geoportal Links, and the available links for all records in the current dataset will be displayed in a form. Right-clicking on the dataset banner will bring up a context menu with the same menu option. Please note the function applies to all records in the selected dataset and will not use any active column filters. You can also export your results to Excel. This function is available to an editor and administrator for the desktop environment only. Export Excel sends the spreadsheet to Excel. It then prompts to open or download and save the file on your computer. The function can export a maximum of just over 1 million records. Related information links are not transferred to Excel.